A few trade setups for today, 3rd of August, and this daily market analysis are above. First of all, we're looking at the USD CAD. If you've been paying attention to the crude oil, it seemed to have tanked again yesterday on the Delta variant fears. This here is the crude oil, as you can see. And if you look very well, you should be able to see the decline from yesterday, which is this. Now, as this has happened, if we have another retest of this lows, and if it breaks out, retest, and then drops further some more based on this Delta variant, which seems to be slowing down the demand for oil, right? We should have crude oil appreciate. And then if the crude oil is going to appreciate, we should have this breakout out of this 1.25200 area, right? As you can see, has acted as a sort of support here earlier. If it breaks out, then that area should now act as support, and then we can now look for long. So that is the trade setup over there. And then gold is still doing its ranging on the 4 hours time frame. And of course, looking at this from the weekly time frame, we can see based on these candles that we have here, what exactly is happening. And then I would like to see a break out of the lows here. If it breaks out of the lows here, then we should have another retest here of this lows at about 1750 area, and then maybe we could have it drop further to this point. Now, if this is going to happen, then that means that most likely the US dollar is going to get stronger and stronger, right? Now, looking at some other instruments, AUSD seems to be stuck in this range here. After getting to the highs here, we have this little range from this point here. And if you look very well, apart from boxing it, you can also have it as a wedge, something like this. And then we wait for a breakout to the upside or to the downside. Majorly, these are the areas to pay attention to, these highs and these lows here. If you look very well, they have already proved to act as a form of support and resistance. And even on this Euro USD quickly, it is still inside a major range from the weekly point of view. That is something to also pay attention to. Don't forget, the weekly time frames, higher time frames are very important in our analysis. Cable seems to have thinned out a bit, but we'll wait for further action. The Kiwi, or rather the Aussie, the rate statement just came out not too long, just broke. And then you can see for the rate statement, it was positive for the Australian dollar. And then we have this breakout out of this area here. You can see we have a nice clean breakout. Obviously, when you see a candle like this, you should know that something is happening. And as we're speaking now, the rate statement just came out. And of course, this is what we have over here. The next area of trouble, of potential resistance, should be around here. And most likely it's going to slow down here. Pay attention to the video, and we always advise to watch the video a couple of times. And you will see this area here that we have marked out. You see how the price is going to react here. If I was an aggressive trader, based on this big candle, I will probably be selling now. My question would be, how much bigger from here? It has moved to this point here. How much bigger will this particular candle be? Will it be this big? I doubt it, because this area here is the next area where we have some little form of resistance here. So this is where I would like to take an aggressive shot, but I'm not an aggressive trader, right? You can see we're just flipping through some trade setups for today that we can take advantage of. And here's the Kiwi. Kiwi is obviously more or less similar in movement to the Aussie. They're more or less like brothers and sisters. Dollar Swiss in a range. Dollar yen also it tanked, but then also is still in a range if you look at the major outlook for this, right? We've talked about everything. This is just a quick run through for today's trade setups, and then hopefully there could be something that we could take advantage of. I'm just flipping through everything. Now you can see what's happening here. You can see the reaction on this candle. So if you had tanked this candle from the highs, this will be a good one for you to pick the highs. Maybe we'll talk about this at a later time. If you are interested, do let me know. We can talk about how to trade well, I won't necessarily say trade news, but trade big candles, right? Because big candles have some significant characteristics behind them. Okay, so trying to make this as short as possible. We're going to be closing the curtains now. I want to say thank you for paying attention. If the video was good enough for you, you learned something, give it a thumbs up. And of course, if you have any questions, comment in the section below, and then we'll see what we can do for you. Okay, thank you everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day and trade safely. Goodbye.